Welcome to the Chinese language. Learn Cantonese phrases for beginners. In this lecture, we're going to go over the MTR stations in Hong Kong, the Tung Chung line, and the island. As you can see here, this is the MTR system map of Hong Kong. Now, today we are going to go over the Tung Chung line, which is the yellow line, as you can see, where it almost runs parallel with the Airport Express line, which we covered in the last section. Now, the island line is where you see in the most bottom of the map. This is the line where it covers most, if not all, of the stations that are in the Hong Kong island. So now, before we get into those Tung Chung line and the island line, let's go over some interesting vocabulary surrounding this subject. So let's look over on the tourist ticket types that you are allowed to buy when you're traveling using the MTR. So, as I introduced before from the Airport Express line, you can buy the Airport Express travel pass in the airport or in the central station or even online. Now, they are usually $300. And in Cantonese, how do you say the Airport Express travel pass? Well, in Cantonese, it's called 機場快線旅遊票. Okay, so now let's break down these kanjis. You got 7 kanjis in total, right? So the left 2 kanjis is 機場. 機場. This actually means airport in Cantonese. The next 2 kanjis after the airport is called 快線. 快線. And that means express. So the first 4 kanjis from the left hand side reads 機場快線. 機場快線. And that means airport express. Now the last 3 kanjis called 旅遊票. 旅遊票. Now the first 2 left-hand side kanjis of the last 3 kanjis, 旅遊 means to travel, and 票 means ticket. So the second ticket types that you could purchase as a traveler is the tourist cross-boundary travel pass. These are usually approximately $100 each. You cannot be a Hong Kong citizen, or you need to hold passport that is of other countries in order to buy this pass. And what it is, it allows you to travel to the stations where you could cross boundaries to mainland China. And how do you say this ticket type in Cantonese? Well, in Cantonese, it's called 旅客過境旅遊票. Actually, I misread the kanji. It's actually called 遊客過境旅遊票. Now, The first two kanjis to the left is Yao Ha, which actually means travelers in Cantonese. Now, the next two kanjis to your left hand side after travelers is called Go Geng. So what does Go Geng means? Well, in Cantonese it means that you are crossing boundaries. So the first four kanjis to your left, Yao Ha Go Geng, means tourist cross boundary. Now the last three kanjis is similar to the one that I said before above with the Airport Express Travel Pass, so I won't repeat that. Now the third type of the ticket types is the adult tourist day pass. These are usually around $50, and you could actually travel anywhere using the MTR lines for the cost of $50 in Hong Kong, which is pretty cheap. Now, how do you say this in Cantonese? Well, in Cantonese, it is said as 成人遊客全日通. So, let's look over the kanjis one by one from the left. Now we're on the third bullet point, right? So, the first two kanjis reads 成人. 成人 in Cantonese means adult. Now the next two kanjis means traveler, as we've mentioned in the tourist cross-boundary travel pass before. Now the last three kanjis, 全日通. Now 全日 in Cantonese means all day. And the last one, the word 通. Now this means that can be used in this literal sense here. So in Cantonese, 成人遊客全日通 means adult tourist all day pass. Now the next one, you could see that the last five kanjis is really similar besides the first two kanjis. So this is actually the children tourist day pass, and it's usually around $25. And in Cantonese it means 小童遊客全日通, where 小童 means children. Okay, so now let's talk about the Tung Chung line. So in Cantonese, this is actually called Tung Chung Xin. Tung Chung Xin. And it is being displayed as the kanji on the top left-hand side, where the first two kanjis is Tung Chung, which is self-explanatory, the Tung Chung, and the last one is Xin, which is in Cantonese it means line. So this is just literally the same thing as said in the English titles on the right. Now the Tung Chung line, Tung Chung Xin, is the one that you see paralleling with the Airport Express line, and it is displayed in yellow. So now let's look at the stations of Tung Chung. So as you can see on the map, this is all of the stations that are on this Tung Chung line. And now we're gonna start from the stations from the left hand side and all the way to the right. The most left-hand side station is Tung Chung, and similarly in Cantonese is called Tung Chung. Tung Chung. Now moving away from that, the next station is called Sunny Bay. Now the Cantonese word for this one, it's called Yan O. Yan O. As you can see with the underlined subtitles that I have, those are the pronunciation of the Cantonese kanji that you see. Now, Yan O is, I believe it's not the same as Sunny Bay. At least I don't think it's a direct translation. Now, okay, let's move on. The next station, Qingyi. Now, similarly in Cantonese, it's also called Qingyi. Qingyi. So it's basically a direct pronunciation from the Cantonese language. Now the next station, Lai King. In Cantonese, we pronounce this as Lai Geng. Lai Geng. So instead of a K, I would actually pronounce this more as a G, like with the G sound instead of the K sound. Now the next one is called Nam Chong Station. It's very similar in Cantonese, and I believe it's a direct transcription anyways. In Cantonese, we call this Lam Chang. Lam Chang. So I would pronounce the N for Nam a bit with the L flavor. Like instead of Nam, you pronounce this as Lam. And also notice the tonation, it changes a little bit. As you can see, there's a difference between the English pronunciation and the Cantonese pronunciation. So after that, you would have the Olympic station. Now, the Olympic station in Cantonese, the two kanjis actually reads O1. O1. And the underlined subtitle that I put here is, I think it's the one that represents most similar to the sound of what it should be in Cantonese. Now, also, O1 is actually the word Olympic in Cantonese. The next one is a really famous one, I believe, and that's the Kowloon station. Now, Kowloon in Cantonese is pronounced Kowloon. Kowloon. Now, lastly, on the most right-hand side, you would see the Hong Kong station. And Hong Kong in Cantonese is very similar to the word Hong Kong. And it's pronounced Hong Kong. Hong Kong. And now, this covers all of the Tung Chung line. So now let's talk about the island line. Now the island line in Cantonese is called Gong Dou Xin. Gong Dou Xin. Now the first two kanjis from the left, pronounced Gong Dou, it actually means the Hong Kong island. This is the main island of Hong Kong, where most of the central stations are, including the downtown, which is called Central. Now, in the island line on the map is usually marked as in dark blue color. And so we will go over each station one by one of what it's called in Cantonese. So you could actually communicate with other Cantonese people with ease as to the locations along the island line. Now, as you can see here, this is all of the stations that are associated with the island line as of now. And you could see that I also included some of my own subtitles next to those stations to help you in pronouncing the kanji. So let's look at the stations from the left to the right. The first station, it's called Shangwan. Now, in Cantonese is very similar. This is actually in Cantonese it's called Sangwan. Sangwan. And that is the first station to the left-hand side of the island line. Now, the next station, the central station, is in Cantonese is actually called Zhongwan. Zhongwan. After that, we got the Admiralty Station. In Cantonese, we call this Gamzhong. Gamzhong. After that, we got the Wan Chai Station. In Cantonese, we call this very similarly. It's called Wan Zai. Wan Zai. After Wan Chai Station, we have the Causeway Bay Station. And Causeway Bay, the three kanjis of Causeway Bay actually reads Tong Lo Wan. Tong Lo Wan. After the Causeway Bay Station, we got the Tin Hau Station. And very similarly in Cantonese, we pronounce this as Tin Hau. Tin Hau. The next station, the Fortress Hill Station, the three kanji is pronounced as Pao Toi San. Pao Toi San. After Fortress Hill Station, we have the North Point Station. And that is the direct translation of the kanjis, which the first kanji is north, and the next kanji is actually point. And in Cantonese, we pronounce this as Bắc Go. Bắc Go. After the North Point Station, we got the Quarry Bay Station. The Quarry Bay Station, the three kanjis, in Cantonese we pronounce this as Zhak Yu Cong. Zhak Yu Cong. After the Quarry Bay Station, we got the Taiku Station, which is very similar to the Cantonese pronunciation. In Cantonese, we pronounce this as Tai Gu. Tai Gu. After the Taiku Station, we got the Sai Wan Ho Station, and very, very similarly, almost 99% accurate on those. In Cantonese, we pronounce this as Sai Wan Ho. Sai Wan Ho. Now, after the Sai Wan Ho Station, we got another station called Shao Kei Wan, and in Cantonese we pronounce this very similarly as well, and in Cantonese we pronounce this as Sao Gei Wan. Sao Gei Wan. So after the Sao Gei Wan station, we got the Hang Fa Chuan station. And again, it's very, very similar. We pronounce in Cantonese as Hang Fa Chun. Hang Fa Chun. Now, the last station to the most right-hand side of the island line, the Chai Wan station, in Cantonese we pronounce this as Tai Wan. Tai Wan. And this concludes all of the stations of the island line. So, thank you for watching this video. If you like to support us, please like this video. Also, if you haven't done so already, please download our Cantonese apps to your mobile devices. These are free and it's available for both Android and iPhones. They contain flashcards and quizzes and links to our videos here. Also, you're welcome to check out our other Cantonese learning videos. They are in our channel, and be sure to subscribe to our channel so you can get our latest videos for learning Cantonese, and please share it with your friends if they are also learning about Cantonese. Once again, thank you for watching. See you next time.